Hey guys! What did I do this week? I think I start every blog like that. I'm all like, so what did I do this week? I don't know. What did I do this week? One thing I did this week is related to behind me. This is an origami box. That sounded really random out of context. This origami box was supposed to be used to hold popcorn, but I didn't put popcorn in it because I was having pizza. Let me give you some context. Jeez. I'm like talking about food, and you guys are probably like, popcorn, pizza, what's going on? Why are you talking about this? One of the lesser things that I did this week was in Japanese class we watched Densha Otoko, which was this adorable little movie. It was a Japanese rom-com. And I don't know if you've heard of it. It's showed at a couple of anime conventions I've been to. But it's about this really like awkward otaku. And for people that don't know what that is, it's just somebody that sits at home and watches movies and plays video games and watches anime. They're generally considered to be like moochers or something of that sort, a Japanese version of a moocher. I feel like I can be back farther. This is my co-host, the microwave. Anyway, back to the popcorn thing. Yeah, so we watched Densha Otoko, and I highly recommend. This vlog will be edited from my new software. Yay! I don't know if this is gonna be out exactly on time because I have to learn how to use the new software. Hope's here, it's Friday, and Hope texted me around 2 p.m. today, and she informed me that she was in the city, but I haven't seen her yet. But that's okay, because I will see her soon. As in tomorrow, around 11 when we're going to the zoo. Yes! So recently I've been talking to Sean Matuson a lot. Megan, you know Sean Matuson. Hope I don't think you do because he doesn't know you. Anyway, he's a friend of Megan and I's, and he lives on the 5th floor. I'm on the 16th floor, he's on the 5th floor, and he's in my Japanese class. And he's really into personality typing, the Myers-Briggs test, which is that test for a personality type. So it's like, you know, ENTP, ISTQLMNOP, I don't know all the combinations, but anyway, I'm an INFP because I retook the test. I've taken this test like 7 times, and I think pretty much every time I've been consistently an INFP. I will read you a bit of what that means. The idealist. The primary mode of living is focused internally, where you deal with things according to how you feel about them. Yes, their primary goal is to find out their meaning in life. They rely heavily on their intuitions to guide them. Generally thoughtful and considerate, INFPs are good listeners and put people at ease. An INFP can be quite warm with people he or she knows well. INFPs do not like conflict and go to great lengths to avoid it. Yes, this. Forever. INFPs do not like to deal with hard facts and logic. Under stress, it's not uncommon for INFPs to misuse hard logic in the heat of anger, throwing out fact after often inaccurate fact in an emotional outburst. This would be me. INFPs also appear frequently in social service professions such as counseling or teaching. They're at their best in situations where they're working towards the public good and in which they don't need to use hard logic. I love how the site says that teaching does not use hard logic. What if you're a math teacher? Isn't that pretty hard logic-y? Like, don't you have to use a lot of hard logic in math? Because I was using a crap ton of hard logic in calculus. Maybe that's why I got a D. In other news, I think this describes me fairly accurately. I mean, obviously no description is going to be entirely perfect based off of a 76 question test, but I think it is interesting. One thing that keeps happening in Japanese class, actually, well, let me tell you the schedule. We have ACT classes, which are like recitations, FAT classes, which are like lectures, and then we have lab time and lunch. So lab time and lunch is supposed to be for studying all the CCs and the drills and everything that we have to memorize. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, now some people do walk away and like actually study, but what happens is some of the class, including Sean, Amy, and we have a high schooler in our class actually, who lived in Japan last year. And so she has a lot of natural speaking talent, but she said that she wants to study it in a more formal situation, so she's in our class. Pretty impressive for a high schooler if you ask me. Anyway, what often ends up happening during these times is we'll kind of start going on like debates and a couple of times flat-out arguments about philosophy, religion, personal belief systems, and it's all very interesting. What makes it really interesting is a lot of the class is fairly atheistic, or at least have their own personal set of beliefs. But we have a couple of pretty dedicated Christians, or at least formerly dedicated Christians. One in particular is the high schooler, who I guess I'm not naming just to be like respectful, but she's probably raised the most Christian that I've ever seen. Megan, from what you've told me, I don't know if she's as hardcore as your relatives seem to be, but she was raised quite Christian, very, by the Bible. My aunt was pretty religious, and I know my grandma was pretty religious, but I haven't really had a whole lot of contact with somebody who was raised like that, and it's been really interesting having these conversations with her about what she believes and why, and what we all believe, and sometimes it kind of, like, everybody's trying to get their opinions out, so it turns into like a yelling match. Not hateful or anything, but just like everybody's kind of talking over everyone else, and it's funny because you like grab the attention of one person, like speak your point, and then like jump back into this other conversation that's going on and try to talk over everybody, and like I'm sure a lot gets lost in the jumble, but it's been really fascinating. And then we all get to the next class and completely fail at speaking Japanese because we were too busy discussing life's questions. But then our justification for it is, well, what's more important, your personal belief systems and kind of working the kinks out there, or the core conversation we have to memorize for the next class? Religion, CC. Oh, Magic 8 Ball, will this vlog be out by midnight? You may rely on it. Megan, Hope, always good to hear from you. So Hope I will see you tomorrow, and to all of you, adieu.